for AI to perform better, it needs human input. So every now and then you will see people talking about, oh, there's this new platform that just came up, or there's this new platform that just came up, and probably it's paying people money. They're all doing the same
Yes.
things. They probably have the same co-founder. The same way, we had PayPal Mafia, and then now someone left there, formed LinkedIn, another one, or that. So these companies might even be having the same type of founders. But now what one needs to know so that you can be able to have one is that
Mm-hmm.
they require the same things. They have the same criteria of onboarding. This is
Mm-hmm.
because during COVID times, that's when the whole thing of working from home really became popular. I can say that's 5 years ago, which makes me think how time has flied. COVID was 5 years ago. So
Na
yes,
ilikuwa tu 2020.
just
Yeah.
the other day, you know.
Eh,
So during that time, they made
mm,
working from home super popular. Some people say it was a psyop, to get to see if the population, if they're put on a lockdown, how the population would react. And working from home really
eh,
became popular during that time. And during all that time, when they are giving these
mhm.
jobs, some people from other countries would access jobs in first world countries. In this case, I might use the United States for this example. But when they went
Okay.
to look at the data, they realized that the people who are trying to log in and do these jobs were
Mhm.
not people from their own
Their own
country.
countries.
Yes, they were like, okay, we're having such a big traffic, maybe from Nigeria, Kenya. We have to do
Eh,
something. So they started introducing restrictions. So the first one
eh,
was like a foreign number. So when people are hit with, oh, that site is asking for phone verification, they started like, okay, this is not working out. And eventually, because people are smart, people always do research, and information spreads like wildfire in the age of internet. With
mhm.
time, people are able to finesse that, and so they keep
Yeah.
asking for things, and they keep asking for things, and eventually
Mhm.
that's why most majority of people are not able, if they are able to create accounts, they reach to a certain point and can't pass that place. But now,
That's
the whatever you have here on the screen, I've shared my screen. I'm going to be speaking about, these are the most common things. 99% of websites online are going to ask you for these things. um yeah.
hack,
S-
hack any account.
yes, any account, because these people now, remember, the person that is giving out these jobs, the big tech company, the giant company worth billions that is giving this a remote task job account, these jobs,
Mm.
has some requirements. One will be, maybe they need that feedback from people in abroad. So you feel like,
Yes.
if the big companies find out that this Outlier, or Aligner, or whatever platform it
Mhm.
is allowing people from other countries to log in, this client might think that this data is not true, or is not accurate. So
Okay.
these now companies like Outlier and all these online jobs, they have beefed up security to make sure that their
Mm.
clients get the best. So that's where they get us. And now also the
Okay.
another thing, that there are many, you can say right now there are hundreds of companies that are doing data annotation, but
Yes.
these companies have like three companies behind it in terms of the verification process. So if you finesse
Yeah.
all these things that you're going to be having these sessions on, then you're going to be sorted
Mhm.
out, and then we're going to do one with you. We're going to open one with you. So the first thing that is always asked in any platform is a proof of residency. Is a proof
Proof
of
residence.
is a proof of residency. So
Mhm.
the criteria might be the sequencing of how you're doing onboarding process, and then a site might ask your name or a resume. Maybe this time
Mm.
around a site might ask your name, then a phone number, then this, but they might change the sequence, but they are
Mhm.
asking for the same things. They might be different companies, handshake, branded, but they're asking for the same things at the end of the day. So we're going to go through all
Yeah.
that. I'm going to help you set up on everything, and so
Okay.
that you can be good.
Yeah. That would be great.
Awesome. So the first thing is a proof of residency.
Mm-hmm.
So when you think about like a proof of residency, is any legal document that is allowing you to be, like, how can I really put it? Is there any legal document that shows that indeed you're in that country you're claiming to be in? Because they
Like an
introduce,
ID.
yes, like an ID. So it can be a legal document, it can be an ID, it can be a
Yeah. A
DL.
driving license.
Yes, the most common one is the DL for many people.
Yes.
That's the most common one because it's so easy to for them to finesse that one out. So the
Yeah.
proof of residence at some point during the onboarding process, and this is for serious, because also there's another side of the online world that people don't know, and this is the reason as to why many people don't get jobs online. Majority of these companies that are offering jobs online are
Yes.
actually majority of these companies that are offering jobs online are actually data collectors, and I'm pretty sure maybe you've gone through this. Maybe you've gone through this. So what they do, they know that there are many people who are desperate. So some of these
Yes.
companies will just give you a very easy onboarding process, and this is
Okay.
like this is the reason as to why most people don't get jobs. So when these companies fake, the companies that don't give jobs will make it so easy just for them to collect your email, and before you know it, in the following weeks you'll be getting so many emails in your inbox. You're being told, oh, there's this job, $20 waiting for you an hour. Then you apply to that,
Yeah.
then you're taken to another platform, then you apply to that, then you're taken to another platform, but
Yes. Yes.
for,
Kama hizi za survey.
yes, especially survey. So and I'm saying this because I've worked in, like, I've worked with people who used to collect data from clients. So you find that a company will place itself as a job, a remote tasking website, and when people sign
Yeah.
up, they are collecting those emails so that they can sell those emails. So the same way someone who gambles in Kenya probably, or any other country, the same way that person who gambles the most, that company could go
Mm.
to the the service, internet service provider, and collect names. So you find someone who, I'm pretty sure this has happened to you. You're having a Safaricom line, then you get a message from a certain service that you never applied for.
Na, a lot at kwanza hizi za betting unapata
Yes.
okay,
Yeah.
how much
Yes.
wanakupea link hapo, you just log in,
Yes, you're
you
given
create
a,
an account.
for sure, and like, that is what is happening around the world. So there are two people. There's someone who's serious about giving you a job because they're probably making millions from it, or billions of dollars,
Yeah.
and then there's someone who's a joker. They're in another business. So I'm talking about, like,
Yeah.
these people who are serious about paying you serious cash are always asking
Yeah.
for these 6 things, right? So the first one we've seen is a proof of residency. We'll go through that on the session. I'll show you how to come up with that and everything. So the second most important thing is a proxy. This is the most important thing. Yes, it is the most important thing, because you might get everything else right in our list. You might get a good resume, you might get a foreign number, you might get a LinkedIn, you might get even the payment method, but then they know you're in Kenya or you're in Africa, So always having a good proxy is thus the genesis of you starting, your journey to having a good account. Now,
Okay.
a proxy acts as an intermediate. A proxy acts as an
Oh.
intermediate between your gadget and the website.
Mm-hmm.
As you can see here, I have a small slide screen I've shown you. So
Yeah,
yeah, so let's say me, you, and a guy named John. We are all best friends. But then again,
yeah.
you, Paul, and John fall off. You don't talk anymore, but you have to communicate. So you come and tell me, Wilson, go and tell John this. And when John wants to communicate to you, he tells me, Wilson, go and tell Paul this. In this case, I am the proxy. I'm the person in the middle. So
Yeah.
most of the time, these websites, every computer has some sort of an ID number, just like human beings. And every time these computers goes to log into a certain website, they are asked for the ID number, which is called an IP address. So
Yeah.
if they provide that and they find out, oh, this is from that country, we don't restrict we restrict. They can let you in or can block you, and most of the time you'll find out that they might not even tell you that you're not supposed to apply. They will even let you go through the onboarding process, but you'll never get a job. I'm pretty sure you've created an account and end up
They're using a VPN.
waiting for a job forever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
hata
so
kuna ingine
unapata
kuna ingine nimeapply hapa kwa inaitwa Uber AI solution.
yeah.
Okay, nimetumia Kenyan account, lakini nimegoja kama 3 months bado hakuna kitu nimepata.
Ni because these people unapata wanakushadow ban na utajua. So there are two types of people. There are two types of people online. There are those who will tell you straight up, unfortunately, you don't provide services in your location. And then there are those platforms that will allow you to create accounts, but you will never ever get a job. They already know where you are. So the genesis of all this is always with a really good proxy, because with a good proxy you are able to act as if you're in that country. Now,
There you go.
yeah, so now why do we need this? First of all, remember we began by the COVID era and everything. So one of the ways is just with these companies have requirements like we only want people from UK to answer these questions. These questions or case studies have been customized for people in the UK. So if someone else maybe from Austria is trying to create an account, they might not even get that job. So you find that you have to set up a really nice proxy, and you are sorted out. The other thing is for multiple accounts. You might be having an online job, and let's say you have one that requires you to be in the UK, then another one in the US, then another one in another country. You don't want to be going in the technicalities every time doing the settings. So proxies allow you to have different type of jobs, and also there are those platforms that are also willing to pay someone locally. The thing is, all these platforms that are allowing you to create accounts locally pay people according to the minimum wage of that country or the average wage. So if let's say Outlier allowed Kenyans to create accounts, you'd find it's very rare for someone to make $1,000 in 1 week. They know majority of Kenyans don't make $1,000 in a week. So a good proxy will always set you up for opportunities, Yeah, you will always be set up for opportunities. So since we're talking about proxies, we might explore a few companies that really provide good, and we're going to see how I'm going to show you how you're going to set up on your computer and everything. How does this whole thing really goes? So since we've already agreed that a proxy is an intermediate between your gadget and that website, if you zoom in what technically a proxy is, if a 5-year-old asked a proxy what a proxy is just being given access to a server in that country. So if let's say in Uganda, let's say in Kenya we have great opportunities, and people around East Africa want to log in. Let's say someone in Uganda noticed that there is a big opportunity here in Kenya. For them, what they will do, they will try to use a proxy, but they will access a server in this country, and then in return, the server will now give them a new ID, give their computer a new ID, and they can log in with the new ID as if they're in Kenya. So technically, a proxy is just a bunch of settings that you put in your computer, and you're able to access the services that typically you're not able to access. So the first trusted one, I'll send you all these links for all these, but we'll do everything together. I'll just give you so that you can explore. So the first one is the first service I can call Node Maven. Node Maven is a really good one because it allows certain, because in the proxy world, nowadays everyone is super smart. It's like people taking advantage of what's going on, or the frustrations that come in with people, and then they will try to come up with a way and rip you off money. So you find that the proxies that are not actually strong, So
Mhm.
the what people call leaking proxies. So it's a proxy, yes, but it's like giving away your location.
Eh, eh,
Yes, you find that
eh,
it is a proxy. Yes, it's working, but it's not working
mhm.
24/7. You understand? So you don't want to be in a situation whereby you can't rely on it. So Node Maven is really awesome because it gives you many features. One of them including the ISP, Internet Service Provider, the local ISP. Like for example, in the case I
Oh,
gave you in a situation about the Uganda person, the guy in Uganda, if they're using Node
mhm.
Maven, they can be able to select Safaricom, so that this platform that is going to work on will see, oh, this person by the way, they're using internet from Safaricom. This is a legit person.
Yeah.
So Node Maven, they allow you to actually be able to decide the internet service provider, the little things that really make the service awesome. The other one is
Yeah.
more login, and this is a very interesting tool. I'm pretty sure probably I've heard about it almost a couple of times maybe.
In your videos have nimeona kadhaa.
Okay, awesome. So remember, we've said like, okay, proxy is a bunch of coordinates. You've been given access to a server in that country. So
Yes.
yes, but if someone, let's say you are buying a proxy, what would you be expecting that if they sent you those coordinates, you can't say,
Mhm.
okay, now I got the proxy, so how do you use it? So now here is where more login comes in, because you need to run those codes on a browser so that now the proxy is active. And this more login is not only a platform that one can buy, is not only a platform that one can buy, proxies, but it's also a browser, because on the internet you need to browse. If your phone doesn't have a browser, there's no way. If you don't
Mhm.
have a TikTok app, you wouldn't be on TikTok. So just like in the proxy world, you also need a browser. So Mologin is a really good company, allows you to have a browser, allows you to be able to add multiple. Remember earlier when I told you multiple accounts? So with
Yes.
Mologin, you're able to have multiple accounts that require you to be in different countries. So it's one of the most popular one, I can say. The second one is called IP Roll. Really awesome,
Mhm.
quite affordable and everything. So all these are one of the most reliable, I can say. And if one is set, then they are really good to go in a way, because they have the necessary things. So I'll be showing you how to set up. I'm just walking you through to get you acquainted with what the things that you're going to be doing throughout the whole sessions, so that at least there's more of a mind map, more of a roadmap of what you're going to be doing. Yeah. So with that, the other thing is a resume. Why does a resume plays a key role? Because remember, these are like, since we're like, I can say 90% of jobs online are AI related. Of course, they need more of data annotation, like what you are doing with
Remote task.
remote task. They need
Yeah. Yeah.
they need smart people. So one of the ways of knowing someone might be smart, well, it's not the right way to measure smartness, but it's a resume, because a resume lets them know what kind of task to give you. So what really happens
Yes.
is, on these job board accounts, they call job board accounts, whereby ni kama dashboard iko hapo, una login, unapata kuna job unafanya, and then it's submitted, you wait if you're going to be paid or that. These job board accounts,
Mhm.
they are not the ones that give you the job. Outlier is not the one. Remote task, or when they used to call it Outlier is not the only one that gives you. It's not. They're not the ones that give you the job straight up. What they do, they
Mhm.
give these companies access. They give these companies access to that platform. In these companies, they will use two things to know if this profile we can match it with this job. They will use the
Yeah.
resume and the LinkedIn account. So they will use the resume and the LinkedIn account so that they know, okay, Paul is trying to apply for data annotation biology account. So is he really good
Mhm.
in biology, right? So they will go to the LinkedIn and the resume. So you're going to see along the way as we're doing our classes that LinkedIn should be rhyming the same as a resume, so that your resume doesn't say you've done chemistry, you're really good,
Yeah.
yeah, and then your LinkedIn says you're an engineer or something else, something like, well, not the exact good analogy, but they should not snitch you, in short.
Okay.
Yeah, so these companies, when now, that's why it's common to hear the reason or as to why it's so common to hear people with the same type of account, and one has a job another one doesn't have. You will hear someone say, I applied for this account, I've created my account, I've stayed with this account for so long, but I don't have a job. And then you'll hear someone else say they have the same type of account but they have a job. It could go down if you look at the one of the primary reasons as to why one person is getting an account, and one person is getting jobs and another one is not getting. It all goes down to their resume and their LinkedIn description.
Okay.
So you get to know that even in the future, getting an account is just half of the story, and maintaining it is another is another thing. Because you can get an account and it's inactive, right?
Yeah.
So a strong resume. So we're going to walk you through all those things, and then you're able to match characters and all that. The other thing is a foreign number. I'll show you the websites that you can be getting foreign numbers and everything. Uh, those websites like provide so much and everything. Um, these are websites that you can verify almost anything. And of course, we have talked about LinkedIn account and how they match, and how a your LinkedIn and resume should be like twins, everything the same. So the other thing that these most online platforms always ask for is a PayPal account, or in short, you have to, before you go online, you have to know how will I get paid, because it doesn't really help you. Even if
Yes.
I give you a job that pays $1 billion, it'll feel like demo money for demo, for like it would feel real money, because for you to be paid in anything, you have to think of how the money will get to you.
Yeah.
So these platforms, they know that with a combination of these 6 things, they can be able to know who you are and where you're from. Because you might get the right foreign number, the right proxy, strong resume, good LinkedIn, but PayPal says no, 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 that's not his name. He's not from, because if you have for PayPal account, let's say in a situation whereby you have created an account and actually you've passed everything, and the only part that you're remaining with is signing up. So these are the facts. These are some of the facts that one should know when they are going to own any online account. The first one is the PayPal name should match the proof of residency name, which should be also matching with the LinkedIn. So you're not in a situation whereby you have created an account, but since maybe the PayPal has been a little bit crazy, you end up linking up with someone else. Let's say you had created an account as James Green, but you get frustrated and you don't want that PayPal, so you end up creating, you end up connecting with a PayPal from maybe John Green. That definitely after
Another
one,
email.
yeah, after 1-2 days they will tell you, sorry, we have suspicious activities, and they take your account down. So things to take note is this should be one character, because they are assuming since you're from that particular country, you have all these details, you have all these identities with you.
Yeah.
So the proof of residency, if it's James Green, then the PayPal is James Green, then LinkedIn is James Green. And if let's say you've for example, in a case in a situation whereby, let's say in the United States, the most popular accounts are from the United States, to be honest, those are the best.
Yeah.
So let's say you've created a United States account, and you did not you used the DL, which is quite you use the DL, which is quite common. Let's say you got a DL from New York, so your proxies should read New York at the same time, because if your proxy is saying Texas, what is a person with a DL from New York doing in Texas? So there are so many things, but these are some of the factors that. So proof of residency, if it's a DL, the location should match the proxy, and the location should match the proxy, so that if you are saying you're going to use maybe a driver's license from Kenya, you're in Kenya, you're not in South Africa trying to because states is so big, and then there are 50 states with different rules and everything. So those are one of the things to watch out, and being really another thing to perhaps just to take note of. Majority, this is something that people don't know about online accounts. Majority of accounts will automatically blacklist you or shadow ban you if you log in from different IP addresses. So in a situation whereby, yes, so let's say you have created your account today and everything is working out, but tomorrow something weird happens with your proxy and you decide to buy another one, and that's not the problem buying another one, but choosing a different location. So with time, they will figure out this is not the owner. This is not the owner. So the majority of platforms online always give you like up to 4. So if you ever log in 4 different IP addresses, because today you might be having a random IP address. Maybe let's say it says California, and you log in into your Outlier account, work, task, everything, and then moments later you log into another one, and it says New York. They will definitely know this person is not legit, and that's how they. So you, with the time you remain with, as someone who has an account, but they have an account, but that account is useless to them because it doesn't have jobs. They already shadow banned it, and then they can't reverse that thing because they already figure. Their clients keep telling them, these are human beings. They also see the content we create online and everything. They probably, going through TikTok and they see, a Nigerian or a Kenyan saying this is how to create an account in 4 easy steps, even if you're not from that country. So they're like, this is interesting, So they keep beefing up everything, and these are some of the things that one can really, if they pay mind to, then they're going to finesse the whole thing. They're going to hack any account because it's super easy for them. So we are going to be doing all those things. I'm going to be showing you how to set up the browser itself. I'm going to share materials along the way, and then we're going to create one with you. Maybe I can ask you, maybe if you have a question, maybe you can ask before we continue.
Okay, about the LinkedIn account.
Yeah.
Okay, tuseme you have a working LinkedIn account.
Yeah.
But sasa kila kitu, experience and everything umeweka hapa Kenya.
That's a good question. The best way is to create another one. Reason being, you already have one that probably you have stayed with it for quite some time, and the one that you have stayed with for quite some time, you are used to it. It's your professional LinkedIn. People, reach you out through it and everything. So I always tell people, because also LinkedIn are in cahoots with all these people, they could take the LinkedIn account down. So the best way is having another one from scratch rather than using the one that you have already. If you are to use the one that you have already, the proof of residency is we're going to create it using the same name. In a sense that it's like you've flown to abroad, because if you flew today, if you went to the United States, you still use the same LinkedIn. So unless the proof of residency is created using the real names, then it wouldn't work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sawa.
Yeah. Hopefully I've answered that question.
Yeah, hiyo niko sawa sasa.
Yeah. So same case applies to PayPal or AirTM. AirTM is another alternative. Majority of these accounts nowadays have integrated. Well, the reason as to why they brought in a second way of payment apart from PayPal
Mhm.
is because the PayPal always have issues. I'm pretty sure you have heard about this for a long time.
Of course I had one.
Yeah.
Hata sijui vile ilikuwa blocked.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. So
Uh-huh.
about paper,
Uh-huh.
yati,
Uh-huh.
the proof of residency,
Yeah.
you have used the Kenyan ID.
No, the proof of residence, you're going to create one from scratch, a foreign one.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can't use a Kenyan one because remember, as I was telling you, majority of these platforms,
Hmm.
majority of these platforms, not that they wouldn't take your local proof of residency in your own country. You might be from Nigeria, you might be from Kenya, any country that you're in. But what's going to happen? You're not going to be given case studies. Remember, they have so many factors to consider, like the minimum wage in that country. So
Yeah.
let's say they even allow you to do everything, and you even start working, and there's someone in the UK with the same type of account. You guys are basically the only difference might be the country, but even the qualification is the same. Everything is the same. At the end of it all, you might not be paid the same as them, which again, it's like you're doing so much work for little. And I'm pretty sure you have seen these survey accounts whereby they say, these survey accounts tell you, 1 hour, $1, something of that sort.
Hiyo nimekutana nayo.
Yes, yes. So everything is going to we're going to start with the proof of residency. Then we're going to set up the proxy. Then you're going to see the job that we're going to pick an account. We're going to create the resume with you. I'm going to show you how to get the foreign number, everything. We're going to set up the LinkedIn with you. Everything that I'm showing you right now on the screen, you're going to do it literally together. So this first session was just to get you acquainted with everything that you're going to be doing, as we also agree on the time that we'll be having these sessions. And if maybe you have anything
Oh,
you'd want to you have a consideration, maybe you have a specific account in your mind. So all those are the things that I wanted to know in this first session.
maybe okay. Uh, Outlier account.
Okay, an outlier account. Okay, which type, or we can explore different.
I don't know about. I don't know more
Okay.
about the Outlier account.
Okay, so for
Yeah.
all these platforms, all of them, if it's
Mhm.
Outlier, Handshake, Branded, all of them, they
Mhm.
are accounts that if you get will make more money than other accounts. For example, general accounts, because yes, it might be the same platform. It might be Outlier, it might be Align, it might be Branded, any platform. But now
Mhm.
there are specific niches within those platforms that are guarantees you some money. That is coding,
Oh,
maths, and things like SQL. Like those specific niches are really
mhm.
good. They pay good because if you go for a generalist account, typically
Mhm.
that's what people create even in abroad. You might find maybe someone in America, they might not be that smart, but they already have these tools. They're already ahead of you with these tools, so they will be
Yeah.
prompted to create an easy one. So you find things like English are everywhere, to a point
Eh?
that there are some platform, if you apply to, they will put you on a
Mhm.
waiting list.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so maths, things, maths, physics, coding, that is SQL. Those are the
Mhm.
best niches that one can really finesse.
Okay.
Yeah.